I hear something. Soft at first, then louder and louder. Leo stops dancing with me.
It was singing. It was a song. It started in low, and then it started to grow.
I can make out a rhythmic, dull metallic sound accompanied by a horn. A train? TJ and Carl are standing at the back door, staring out into the night. Leo pushes past them, ears perked as he tries to see through the darkness. The train sounds incredibly close, almost like it's only a few feet away.
Should we go check it out, like Clint said?
Leo pauses, his nose twitching before he waves his paw at us.
You guys stay here. I'm gonna have a look.
The train wants to steal my tuna.
Yeah,
Leo!
Chula. He's gonna shoot it
And
dead.
just like that, the wolf disappears into the night, leaving us behind. I stare out into the night.
So, like, I guess Clint wasn't shooting us after all, huh? Yeah, I guess. For once he said something truthful. I mean,
Damn.
All I can make out right now, though, is Kudzu. Did he hear the train right now? Was he on his way over? Was he on his way over there? I look to my right, towards Kudzu's house, only a few hundred feet away. Quietly, I start stepping outside.
come on. There we go. Chase? Chase!
Carl's voice behind me is timid, scared. I look back at him, able to make out the whites of his eyes in the darkness. TJ lurks behind him, staring at me as well. Though staring at me as well, though far more stoically.
I'll be right back. I just need to check on Kudzu, because he's totally hot boyfriend material and can't have him, disappearing into the night.
Everything that Kudzu had done for me up to this point, saving me multiple times, making sure I was okay, nursing me back to health. Hell, even helping with my project before all this shit went down. I'm not going to abandon him. Just like with Leo when he was imprisoned by Duke. I feel like it's my responsibility, only this time the urge is even stronger. I have to make sure Kudzu makes it out of here like the rest of us. Though Carl though doesn't look so enthusiastic about that.
I don't know if that's such a good idea, dude. Like you saw Leo, he really wants your booty and is apparently willing to murder for it now. So we should probably not anger him.
Bean.
He's cuckoo for chase puffs. Alright. Carl looks over my shoulder, and I do the same, worried. And I do the same, worried that maybe the wolf was coming back. But all I see is darkness.
Because this is Chase's goth era. All I see is darkness.
All I ever see is darkness. Oh, my hood's down. I realize that Carl is just as afraid of the wolf as I am right now.
I swear, I'm only going to be away a few minutes. Unless he wants to get frisky. If Leo asks, tell him, I don't know, tell him I needed some air out in the monster filled wilderness that we know very little about.
And I flew away. Yeah, sure.
That, well, like, dude.
I didn't wait for Carl to finish his sentence. My eyes slowly adjust, but it's too dark to really see anything more than 5 feet. The amount of stars up ahead is almost dazzling, but it's not enough light to help me see. In fact, it's...
Well, yeah, you just need to, get out your sextant and, navigate by starlight.
In fact,
For the next door neighbor that's like only feet away.
In fact, it's almost disorienting. The way the bright powder look of the sky clashes with the black horizon of the mountains. Focusing on it too much makes my stomach turn, and I turn my eyes down, trying to focus on the barely visible ground. Whack! Until my face slams right into a big, hard, and full of twigs. And right until my face slams into something big, hard, and full of twigs.
So now we know exactly what happened. Chase was basically staring straight up into the sky, and then he's like, "Oh, that's disorienting." So he stared straight at the ground between his legs, and then he ran into something.
He just walk. He doesn't look where he's going. He just walks into things.
He's kind of looking in real life the way that someone we know was playing Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
No, I just like that Chase can get lost between like these two small houses. He's just like, nope, I'm the journalist daughter. I can't to smell my way over to the story. Jesus fucking Christ! God damn it!
I shout whisper into my paws, covering my nose, afraid for a second that maybe I ran one of my eyes through.
Pretty sure you would feel that.
A quick but shaky examination with my fingers puts my fear at ease, though. Now I
Had to
feel
poke
like
my own eyes out.
now I feel like my muzzle has gone flat into my face. That
How
jolt.
fast was he going?
He was just sprinting as fast as he could. That jolt had me feeling all the aches of my past two incidents with cars.
You run over and then getting thrown into a lake.
I stand there in the dark for a moment, gathering my senses. It's almost completely silent now. Yeah, all the animals that were watching you are currently have their paws over their mouths, trying not to laugh at you.
Yeah.
It's almost completely silent now. The train, if it was a train, has passed us by at this point. The metallic clanks and rushing sound is far behind me. Standing in the silence, though, is starting to give me second thoughts. I'm pretty sure there aren't any trees between Leo and Kudzu's house.
Like, how did someone get this disoriented, even with a hum?
Did
This
I?
is like, like, where his house is. Like, you walk out the door and be like, oh, his
Yeah,
house is
especially
like,
because you should have a light on by now
yeah,
and
yeah.
in there.
It's
Did
like his house is 90 degrees this way. I'm gonna turn my body and walk forward. How do you go into the woods?
did did I get off track somehow? Something cracks a little ways ahead of me, and I freeze up, my ears twitching. I listen hard, trying to hear anything above the crickets. Okay. Yeah, this was really fucking stupid. I remember that I'm not all that far away from Leo's house and look back at the yellow squares of windows in the distance. I should probably go back to reorient myself and try to get to Kuzu's house again. As I'm turning around, though, another crack from behind me, followed by a muffled voice. Shit! I mean,
Shit.
I freeze at the voice. I open my mouth and try and quietly call out, but stop myself. I can't be sure, but it sounded like Kudzu, albeit muffled and low pitched. I decide.
Chase actually learn a lesson. Wait,
He's actually learning from his mistakes? Wow, that doesn't sound like Chase back. I want dumb Chase back.
Decide to wait a while longer, with one foot pointed out towards Leo's house. And then, this time the sound is right. This time the sound is right next to me, and I jump in the air.
That's fine. We hear the word right just echo all around your room.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Right.
I make a run for the house and immediately trip over several rocks, going face first into the ground. I'm scrambling at the ground with my paws and feet when I hear the voice again. Whoa, jeez. I slump back to the ground in relief.
Oh my god, Kudzu. What the hell are you doing? Being on your own property and a raccoon who could probably see just fine in this darkness.
I feel the raccoon's paws feel over me, then pull me back to my feet. I heard the train, then I saw someone. Are you okay? From the faint light of the stars, I can make out Kudzu's ears and the tip of his muzzle. My eyes have adjusted to the point where I can even see the mask in his fur.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of like, those games where they have like an image and they tell you to like lower the brightness down to the point where you can just barely see it.
Mhm.
Like Jason's like playing that game in real life, but he lowered the brightness all the way down to like 0. And he's like, I can't see. What's wrong?
See,
Yeah.
I cheat. I put them all the way at the top.
It's so like in Project Zomboid, the newest patch they have, Build 42, makes it to where dark is dark. When it is nighttime, if you don't have a light source, it's basically just a black screen. Unless you have something that lets you see at night or something. So so it's like if you're like in the middle of the night when you're trying to sneak around and stuff, you are literally just looking at a black screen listening for shit around you. It's great.
Sounds awful. That game freaked me out. It's like, oh, I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. Of like, here's like actual zombies. It's like, I live alone. It's like, I'm scared.
You know what's even better? They made it
Yes.
even harder to fight zombies now. Your
Oh, great.
character killing
'Cause it wasn't
like
hard enough.
like your character grabbing a club and like killing a zombie gets muscle sprains now. So like, and that just causes him to gas out even faster. So it's like maybe you should fight like maybe 5 zombies before you need to just go rest for a while. Probably don't fight any zombies if you can.
It's like a pixelated like Elden Ring.
It's like, the whole thing is you're an ordinary person and they are fucking zombies. And one bite is basically death. Maybe you shouldn't fight them. Just maybe. All right, Chase, go for it.
I wanted to come get you in case we were going to try to hop the train.
I look over my shoulder, trying to listen for the train again. A little late for that, eh?
Well, yeah, but I didn't want to leave you behind.
Ah. I rub my face where I hit the branch.
Listen, I don't know what's going on with Leo, but maybe we could go back and try to talk.
Kudzu shakes his
Because
head.
talking is definitely something that he was in the mood to do.
Yeah, because talking's worked so far.
Kudzu shakes his head. No, I don't think he's going to listen. As much as I hate to admit it, Kudzu's probably right.
Well, I'm not going to leave you out here either. Well, no, I'm not going to sort of leave you after everything we went through. I kind of barely said it.
I see a glint of white
Behold
teeth.
my master thespianism.
I see a glint of white as Kudzu's teeth give me a small smile. Well, thanks, man. But really, you should probably get back before he... At that moment, I realized something.
Wait, what were you doing out here? You said you saw someone?
Kudzu,
Other than me?
Kudzu shifts slightly, from one foot to the other. I thought I did, at least.
Like someone from the town, or?
I think it was your friend.
What?
Which one?
The folks. Jenna?
Okay, how would Kuzu know who Jenna is? Because they have definitely not met in any point in the story.
I mean, like, Leo's probably shown him pictures before.
I guess, yeah.
He's like,
Yeah, that would
he's
be
like,
a real thing to do.
he's probably
They're
just like,
"This
look,
is the
these are all
she
my
devils that
friends.
broke me up with my honor.
These are all my friends. This is the woman who keeps showing me up and kicking my ass all the time.
Yeah, that does sound like a Leo thing to do. Like he would like invite you into his house and show you like his photo album. Like these are all my friends. I'm so proud of them. Here's DJ. Here's Flynn. I like him. Here's Jenna who kicks my ass in every single sport that we ever play. Here's Chase, my beautiful boyfriend. I love my little Jossie. And then here's me. And here's Carl, who's always high.
You know, I wonder if Leo just like has a thing for Jenna like stepping on his throat all the time. But who knows? My eyes go wide as I turn back to the darkness, squinting.
Well, the reverse of the Jenna Leo thing. That's definitely true.
She loves teasing him and beating him and stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, he thinks he's
Where?
big.
Where did you see her?
Leo thinks he's big man in charge, so. And Jenna clearly is not into being told what to do.
Yeah, she just kind of owns him.
Yeah.
Where? Where did you see her?
Kuzu
At
turns.
Southwest Adventures, clearly the place I would have seen her.
Kuzu turns to look at me and takes a few steps forward. Well, I was going back to my trailer. After the whole thing with Leo, then this fox girl just kind of jumped up from the side of my house.
Where did she go?
My heart is still hammering in my chest right now as I strain to see her. Jen has been on my mind since the very beginning, and her absence has only become more prominent after finding the others.
Even though we've had access to his internal monologue the entire time, and he's not thought about her once.
Well, I think she went off in that direction. Kuzu points off into the darkness. I could hear her running off, but then the footsteps stopped. So I thought she might have stopped and hid somewhere.
Well, come on then. I, Chase, just proved what a great navigator I am under these conditions, so I can also lead a search and rescue team.
Yeah, follow me. Ah!
Right into a tree.
Alright. Alright, let's go. Oh, God! Fucking... I motioned Kutsu forward and stepped towards the blackness of the wilderness. Hold on, I was gonna grab a flashlight. There's no way we're finding anything out here at this time of night.
A flashlight? What is that? That's a toy that Leo said I needed to get.
No. A flashlight, not a fleshlight.
Oh.
Also, isn't that the toy you
I'm
were going...
Chase. I wouldn't have thought of grabbing one of those before setting out into extreme darkness.
No. I think Leo said that he wanted you to get that for him as a birthday present. I think he was going to get you something else. Bad lizard or awful dragon.
It's in this universe. It's called Good Dragon.
It's called Good Dragon.
Yeah, apparently Carl orders from it quite often.
Oh, nice. All right, go for a chase.
You go get him. I'll wait. Because again, us splitting up in extreme darkness and possibly monster-filled, unmarked rural area with no visibility. Yeah, I'll just stand around here.
Yep, I'll just stand right here, completely flat-footed, with a monster that can essentially take a car filled with everybody, including me, and essentially chuck it across the entire city. Yep, sounds like a great idea.
Yep. And just when we thought Chase was learning.
Of course, I'm terrified of being left alone, but I'm also terrified of
As you should
Jenna.
be.
But I'm also terrified of Jenna running away if I don't keep watch. I'm getting the feeling that she might be under the same influence that Carl or TJ had been earlier. You sure?
Yeah, I want to stay here in case she comes out. Because, we have to congratulate her if she found a new girlfriend.
I wave him away. All right, but yell if something happens, all right?
Okay.
And then Chase goes, "Ah, I get chirped."
What happened? I breathed. The air smelled a little weird. Oh, sorry. I just took a piss.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. That'll move the plot yet again.
Kudzu goes in and comes out within less than a minute, though it feels way longer than that. While he was gone, I risked a few loud whispers of Jenna's name, but didn't get any response. Pretty soon, a beam of light is sweeping the dirt, sagebrush, and cacti as we slowly make our way in the direction Jenna had run. Just imagine if he walked into a cactus.
Ooh.
Apparently, it was through the backyard and out towards the desert. I'm worried that maybe she didn't stop running. Why was she running?
Yeah, what's chasing her?
Did
Chase.
Well, she wishes Chase would chase her. Did she say anything? Like about her inner demons and, what they might be? Maybe a brother that committed suicide that she feels guilty about?
An abusive father.
I whisper softly to Kudzu as I follow along with him, one hand on his shoulder, despite the fact that we are basically shining a huge-ass flashlight that basically gives our position away entirely to everybody within the next 10 miles or more if they're elevated. So there's no reason to be
fair,
whispering.
the monster doesn't have eyes.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But how do we know it can't see?
Yeah, it's like Bodhi from One Piece. He's always making jokes about I don't have, because he's a skeleton. He's a living skeleton. So it's just like, oh no, my eyes, I can't possibly look. Oh wait, I don't have eyes. Ha ha.
I'm just imagining the monster just it's just Skeletor now.
Remember, if it's pitch black and you have a flashlight, there's no need to whisper. Until we meet again.
Just looked up to me and took off. Looked terrified of something. I frowned, my paw tightening a bit on the raccoon's shoulder.
Maybe it's just because she doesn't know you, right? Maybe she was just heading to Leo's place?
Maybe. I tried to focus on the sea of pale glow in front of me. The bright, cold light of the flashlight sucking the color out of the desert. The grays and whites all sort of blend together after a while, and the swinging motion of the beam starts to lull me into a weird hypnotic state. It's at that moment that I catch movement out of the corner of my eye on the right, where the light isn't currently pointed. I hear the sound of shifting dirt and gravel, immediately followed by a bizarre, high-pitched snarl that makes me gasp in horror. I actually even piss myself a little as I see the glint of white teeth. Kudzu tries to swing the beam.
You can't go too long without that word just being in the script.
Kudzu tries to swing.
It has to be there.
Kudzu tries to swing the beam back in the direction that the sound, and at the same time I try to pull him back with a paw on his shoulder.
It's kind of funny. It's like Chase just has this piss fetish or something because all he ever thinks about is piss.
No, I think it's more the writer had a piss fetish.
Whatever it is hits Kudzu hard, knocking him back and sending me stumbling away to land on my ass.
Because it also shows up in Arches in a big way, too. The sequel.
Piss.
The flashlight rolls away from the raccoon's paw and shines into my face, briefly blinding me. I can sense a loud, growling commotion in front of me, along with the sound of Kudzu grunting. Numbly, I reach out and snatch up the flashlight, then turn it on the sounds. First I see Jenna, her ears back, teeth bared, swinging her paws at the crumpled heap on the ground. That heap is Kudzu. He's got his arms up in self-defense, snarling back, his eyes wide.
Yeah, Jenna's got this violent streak where she's just ready to throw hands anytime. She did it to Carl, and now she's doing it to Kudzu.
Well, she was living on the rough street. I mean, you have to learn how to do that.
Yeah, you learn how to throw hands pretty quick when you have to.
Yeah.
Jenna,
Just like that, the
that's my
snarl.
man. You don't get to do that.
Wait, no, actually, I like the way you said that. It's almost like you were just like, Jenna, kind of like, again, come on, girl.
You're
I
beating
mean,
people
we've
up
all
again.
hallucinated tonight. I
Well,
mean, come on. Get
instead
over
of,
it.
That's
like,
not Leo.
it's more like, Jenna, again, damn, girl.
That's not Leo. Come on.
Oh my goodness.
Just like that, the snarl drops from her face and her eyes snap up to mine.
Chase?
But then the position is suddenly reversed as Kudzu grabs the fox by the wrist and practically barrel rolls. Now Kudzu sits on her back as he keeps a hold of her wrist. Wait! Stop! I rush over to them, grabbing...
Okay, sorry. Sorry, it wasn't loading.
Okay, let's go back.
Are you watching a stream?
No, just my computer's a potato.
Maybe you need
You
to
know,
upgrade to a
this
toaster.
incredibly intense graphic.
Wait, stop! I rush over to them, grabbing Kudzu's upper arm and trying to pull his paw away from Jenna.
It's okay. She's good. She recognizes me.
Kudzu only
I
has
think maybe, or of course, if she does recognize me, she may want to kill me even more for ghosting her all week.
Kudzu,
We
Yeah, she just turns around and is like,
Kudzu only hesitates for a moment before scrambling off the fox and backing away, breathing hard. Jenna quickly sits up, absent-mindedly brushing off her shirts, as she looks up at me.
oh my god, Chase?
She says it in a hushed whisper, putting a paw up to her mouth.
Jenna, are you okay? You silly girl.
I reach down to help her up, and she immediately goes in to hug me. I stand there, awkwardly for a moment, as she buries her face into my shoulder, gasping for breath. She evidently likes armpits. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if she's crying or not.
She's all about the musk, about the musk, about the musk.
Well, she does want Chase. Are you okay?
I ask again, patting her back awkwardly.
Sorry. I'm fine.
Jenna steps back and wipes under her eye with the back of her paw.
I didn't know where any of you were.
So I had to check Leo's bedroom because I knew that you'd be there, Chase.
Yeah, it's just like she looks in the window and Leo just turns and shoots her in the head just immediately. Take this.
He's mine.
Go back.
Where were you?
Jenna looks
Because
all
let
right.
us do all the questions now in the monster area, not try to get, indoors as fast as possible.
Jenna looks all right for the most part, except for a bunch of dirt on her clothes and in her fur. But then, I don't know if that's from before or after she was wrestling with Kudzu.
I don't know. I was out in the desert and
And she was on a horse with no name. It's good to get out of the rain.
It's still dark, obviously, but I can make out the frown on her face as she seems to struggle for words. Finally, Kudzu steps in. Hey, let's get to my trailer. We can talk it out in there, alright? Jenna silently nods, then seems to really focus on Kudzu.
wait, who are you?
I step in for the raccoon.
Damn it, Jenna, just stop asking questions and trust the stranger you've never seen before with your life. Come on. This is Kudzu. He's a friend. He saved me a bunch of times.
That seems to be good enough for Jenna. With that out of the way, we all head back towards the trailer. Quietly, Kudzu lets us into his trailer, opening the screen door slowly so that it doesn't creak. He motions us inside, and Jenna follows in behind me, pressing close. I suppose she has good reason to be wary of the place. She doesn't really know Kudzu, and at this point, it's hard to even trust people that you do know. Kudzu closes the door and slides the locks in place. Jenna stands next to me in the small living room area, arms folded tightly against her body, like she's hugging herself.
Hey, you want to sit down?
I
I'll act like I command the room.
I gesture at the recliner, which Jenna stares at for a few seconds.
I don't know.
The fox's ears start twitching around and pointed straight up. I turn to the small love seat set against the wall instead.
Maybe there. I can sit with you.
After a few moments of staring at the couch, Jenna finally nods. She walks stiffly over to the couch, looking at it for a moment before finally sitting down. I notice 3 clumped up patches of fur on the back of her neck, and it takes a moment to realize that it's dried blood. Had someone attacked her? Had she hurt herself? Jenna still doesn't relax even when we're settled, and is instead sat bolt upright, leaning hard against my shoulder. Much like her ears, her eyes are darting around, mostly over the curtained windows to our right. Meanwhile, Kudzu elects to sit in an empty recliner, after turning it a little to face us. The scraping sound it makes on the floor causes Jenna to jump. Kudzu pauses, blinking, then settles in the recliner. Sorry, I really should have put a rug under this thing. Jenna doesn't say anything, and instead just looks back out the window. Kudzu shifts awkwardly in the chair, then looks at me. I look at Jenna, trying to think of something to say. Jenna beats me to it.
So, do you know where the others are? TJ or Carl?
She's not going to care about Leo. Like that, Leo. Oh, yeah. They're over at Leo's place. Them and Leo. You know, they're not just crashing on his pad without him. You know, that would be
Jenna
weird.
frowns at me.
Then why are they here? Or then why are we here? Let's go.
She starts to stand up, but I reach out a paw, grabbing her arm. She flinches and yanks away from me, standing up fully.
Sorry, just hold on a sec. It's complicated.
Why?
Jenna takes a step back from me, folding her arms. The look in her eyes is worrying, like she's starting to not trust me.
Look, Leo, he's kind of uptight right now. I guess I just wanted to give him some space.
Yeah, right now Leo is kind of cuckoo for Cocoa
Yeah.
Chase.
Starting to get a little cuckoo for Echo Puffs. Giving myself some space, really, away from him. Kudzu shifts in his chair again. He kicked me out. Things got a little heated between us. Jenna looks at Kudzu, a deep frown still on her face.
Why? Leo wouldn't do that without a reason.
She looks back at me as if wanting some sort of confirmation. I nod.
Really, Jenna, you can't imagine Leo doing that, really.
After the phone and everything.
Leo isn't really himself right now. I'm really worried about him.
Can we go over there and talk to him?
I open my mouth, but I pause, trying to think of the right way to say it.
I don't know. Not right now. I'm not leaving Kudzu, so I'm going to have to think of a way to get Leo to calm down.
I'm also considering just staying separate from him until we can get out of here. But I don't want to tell Jenna that. She looks stressed out enough as it is. Now that I think about it, I wouldn't be surprised if Leo is out there hunting for me right now. Odds are that he's going to come here eventually. Maybe. Maybe he jumped that train already. That reminds me, though.
Oh yeah, we think we found a way out.
Really?
Yeah, apparently a train goes through here once in a while. We're thinking we could hitch a ride on it. And go choo
Jenna
choo.
takes that in, then just nods. The silence drags out for a minute or two before I can finally lean in towards her again.
It's okay. Just sit down and relax for a minute.
She does so with even more hesitance than the first time. Sitting on the couch like cushion might like it. Sitting on the couch cushion like it might be a landmine.
So where were you the past few days? If you don't want to tell, I mean, if you want to tell me, I mean, because I, as your friend, to end your ride here, just did not care and did not check in on with you at all.
Jenna stares at the floor, then shrugs.
I don't really know. It's kind of a blur.
I nod.
Yeah, same.
I guess it happened 3 days ago? I don't remember, but everything was normal until TJ woke up. It was like he was in a trance or something. I wasn't sure what was wrong with him. I thought he might have been having a seizure. Then I thought he was in a psychosis of some kind. He left the motel and just started running. So I followed him. He ran all the way to the lake and I was sure he was going to go in. But then he just stopped on the shore and stared at it. I caught up to him and tried to talk to him, but it was like I wasn't there. All he could say was your name, Chase. Chase, where's Chase? I think he was looking in the water for you.
Jenna looks right at me.
I don't know why. Do you?
Of course not. I shake my head.
I have no idea.
Liar. The couch tilts.
And so I sort of grabbed his shoulder to lead him back, away from the lake. But then he turned on me, and he sort of just changed.
The water changed that day. My head spins and I brace my paws against my armrest, trying not to fall over.
And he attacked me, clawed me up.
And for the first time, Jenna sticks her arm out and pulls back at the fur where I saw bits of crusted blood. You knew what water felt like.
I had to run from him, and he chased me for a while.
To everyone else.
Everyone just does that voice like sinister. To everyone else. As I did, I realized the whole town was different. Everyone was different.
Suffocating. I swallow hard, my still gripping into the couch, but Jenna doesn't seem to notice and Kudzu's looking at her. The humming in my head finally starts to die down.
You say he's at Leo's? Is he okay? Did he explain what happened?
I shake my head, but only a little. I feel like I'm going to throw up.
No, but he's been acting a little strange, I guess.
I need to talk to him. Make sure he's actually okay.
We will.
Though I'm not sure she'll find him okay at all. So what happened after all that? It looked like you were hiding out there. Kudzu gestures a paw at the window. Jenna covers her face with both paws, sighing deeply.
That I'm not too sure about. After I ran, it all just sort of became a dream. I only remember bits and pieces.
We wait a moment longer as Jenna seems to think.
I remember I went back to the motel, I think. But then I saw something.
Jenna pauses, then lets out a little humorless laugh.
A thing that I remember from my childhood. A monster, I guess.
A monster?
Yeah, like this thing that goes.
Yeah, when you catch it, it goes. When it's really.
And Jenna was all out of Pokeballs.
Damn it!
Cursed. Curses. Jenna waves her paw in front of her face.
You know, the only thing worse than running out of Pokeballs is having only a Master Ball. Like, come on, but I don't want. But you have to save this Master Ball.
Damn it, I'm out of pal spheres.
Had like a red face, and I don't know. I thought I saw it in my closet a few times as a kid. Felt like it was chasing me.
What do you think it was? Jenna laughs hollowly again.
A furry fan.
Yeah, because all furry fans just have a big socket in their face. They can change your tire for you.
Well, a lot of furry fans are in closets.
They can just change your tire for you just by putting it, by like sticking the wrench in their mouth and.
Is that like it's like we just go on and offend so many people? That's gonna stop.
Well, I'm included in that, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you offended?
Extremely. I'll be writing many letters to Mark Zuckerberg, who will take this
Oh
matter
yeah,
seriously
totally.
as he fact checks it.
And every single letter will begin with, I must express in the strongest possible terms.
Dear Chief Replacement.
Chief replacement. I don't think it's anything. I must have had my own little breakdown after seeing everyone else's.
Jenna sighs deeply again, sitting back on the couch.
Wait.
Yeah.
But then you guys came along, and now I think everything is clear. Except for Jaundice. I don't see her anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Jaundice. Jenna leans back for a moment, breathing deeply, and, for the first time, it seems like she's relaxing a bit. She turns her attention back to Kudzu.
Hey, Kutsu, is it?
Kudzu nods.
Mind if I use your restroom? I just need a moment to collect myself. And pee, too. An actual toilet would be nice.
Oh.
Thanks for the clarification, Jenna.
Oh. Yeah, just right there. Kudzu points his chin. Kudzu points at a thin, little white door between the kitchen and the living area.
Thanks.
And with that, Jenna disappears into the bathroom. Kudzu and I sit in silence for a moment, listening to the sound of running water from the faucet.
It sounds like a shower, actually.
Yeah, I have my sound on too low to hear it. All right, so this is part one of the peeing moving the plot forward. This is the ultra, double combo peeing moving the plot forward. All right. Well, I think we now have a reason to go back to Leo's house. I know he won't be mad if you at you if he knows you found Jenna.
I don't know about. I don't know about that, but yes, we're going to have to go back with her.
I'll talk to him first in case he's still out of it.
Again, thanks. I'm glad you're here with me right now. Kudzu rubs his arm awkwardly. I get panicky when things get physical, which they have a lot lately. I gesture at the cushion next to me, and after a moment of hesitation, Kudzu gets up from the recliner to sit next to me. I reach around him and squeeze him to my side. At that moment, Leo's head pops up in the window. He's like, and it shows the reaction of Leo and Jenna and me and Kudzu and every other character because we're totally in a Mexican TV show. Okay, Chase, go for it.
That's cool. Like I said, you saved my ass so many times. I mean, I guess I just have to owe it to you. Let me lift this tail. You saved my ass so many times at this point. It's the least I could do.
I almost tell him that he's been more for me there than anyone else at this point, but that feels like a bit too much right now. Kudzu chuckles and leans back, his arm brushing mine. I didn't always used to be like this, you know.
What?
Hey,
Hot?
hey, fucking coward.
And you're like,
I
hot?
scrunch up my muzzle.
What? No way. You've been insanely
Kudzu
brave.
shakes his head. Nah, you saw me at Duke's house when you got caught, and then down in the basement. Then when Leo tossed me out.
Those were all great reasons to have been scared, Kuzu, and you still faced all of it.
Kudzu looks unconvinced. I don't know, Chase. After all Leo did, I don't think I was going to come back. I shrug.
Came after you then.
Kudzu's,
So there.
Kudzu's quiet for a moment, then he chuckles quietly, leaning his head back to stare at the ceiling.
What?
I moved to Echo to get away from stuff like this. Kudzu shakes his head. Now look at what's happened. It's fucking ridiculous.
Like people going crazy?
That, and guns, and violence. Peyton isn't a rough city compared to the others in this country, but it has rough patches. And I lived in one of those patches. Kudzu sighs quietly. It's not the only reason. I lost someone a few years back. I needed a fresh start, I guess. The silence drags out for a moment as I contemplate that. My eyes drift to the picture frames by the love seat, and to the one where someone had their arm around Kudzu. In it, I see a hare, smiling just as toothily as the raccoon next to him. A good head taller than his companion. But look where I am now. I snap my eyes back to the raccoon, not wanting to be caught looking. I don't know what to say, so I just settle with,
We're gonna get out of here. Just gotta listen for that train.
mm-hmm. Kudzu has his eyes closed, so I lean back too. Despite all the shit that's going on outside, there's something really peaceful about being here, next to Kudzu in this little trailer. We sit there for a while, listening to the soft rush of running water. After a while, I look towards the bathroom, realize how uncomfortably full my bladder is right now. Jenna doesn't seem to be coming out anytime soon, though.
Here we go. Here's number 3. We're hitting the grand slam.
Could you just go knock on the door instead and be like, hey, Jenna, how big is your bladder? Get out of there.
So here's a fun bit of silence. Here's a fun bit of science for you. So, like, with mammals, The maximum time it would take you to pee out a completely full bladder is about 2 minutes. And it doesn't matter what the size of the mammal is. It works for rabbits and it works for sperm whales.
Really?
Yeah, it's about 2.5 minutes.
The urethra or whatever.
Yeah,
women
everything
have.
sort of scales up, like bladder
Yeah,
size and urethral
scales.
size and everything.
That's actually kind of interesting.
Yeah. All right, Chase.
Consistent.
Listen, I gotta take a piss.
Again? Kuzu smirks at me.
No, I just do it once a day. It's part of my yoga routine.
Like working my
I'm
belly.
very careful with it. I do breathing exercises.
Yeah, it's when he's doing
Well,
his
yeah,
cart.
it's
Good.
Go.
sorry. No, no, go ahead.
It's when he's doing his cartwheels.
Cartwheel just sprays it all over the ceiling.
Chase, go for it.
Well, yeah, it's been a few hours. I pee a lot anyway. Just FYI, I know you're waving that yellow hanky.
No, yeah. Good, very good to know.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Let me just go into the dark monster area with no flashlight, nobody watching out, and just be completely awake.
Yeah. It'll be fine. Nothing's gonna come and grab me or anything. There won't be any napkin with chloroform or anything. Kuzu's joking demeanor suddenly drops. I don't know. I think we should stick together right now. Remember what happened last time?
You wanna watch me? Eh?
Kuzu,
I'm getting hints that you're into that.
Kuzu pauses, looking to the side with a slight frown. I'll stand in the doorway, alright? Just go by the side of the trailer.
All right, all right. Want an audience, but you're not being playful yet.
But he,
Honestly, Chase should just stand in the open doorway and piss out to the side a little bit instead of like going outside completely. It's just like, Katsu, your head moves, right? You could just like turn your head to the left or to the right or up real high or down.
it's almost like Chase wants Kuzu to like squat right next to him and watch it come out.
Could you?
He wants to hold hands the whole time. Hold paws.
He's like, Kuzu, I can't feel my arms. Can you aim it for me?
Yes.
No, he wants to be that one meme where the two bros are like holding hands while they're at the urinals.
No, he wants to play swords with Kuzu.
You know what else gonna say he wants to play swords? Hey, could we just like sword fight for a bit? Katsu like, oh yeah, that would be great. And dun dun da 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 dun da da da
And then that's when he whips out his katana.
I don't think Kaiser knows what we're referencing. It's a really funny video. If I can find it, I'll send it to you.
Well, I know what the concept is, but okay.
I head back outside while Kuzu hangs back at the door. Just make it quick again, and just make it quick, and again, yell if something happens.
It's fine. I'll only be a few feet away.
I had a small smile at how motherly Kuzu is being right now. After everything that's happened, it's no wonder. I move around to the side of the trailer, back into the darkness. Quickly, I unbutton, then unzip down my fly. I start to go when I hear some footsteps behind me. I look over my shoulder.
See, I just imagine that Chase has to pee like Butters, with just his pants completely around his ankles. Loo, 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 I got some apples, loo, loo, loo. Anyway, Kuzu, what?
And then two massive paws wrap around my body. I look down and get a glimpse of claws and brown matted fur. I scream as I'm pulled back into the darkness towards the desert. I know who it is immediately. The smell is unmistakable, and that high-pitched voice, cursing as he drags me along through the brush. Chase!
Quit pissing on me! Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna
Kudzu's
say, like, does the piss just like enhances? Does that make him smell better?
probably actually. Probably.
I not doubt it.
Kudzu's scream. Kudzu's scream seems like it's only a few yards away. He's going to catch up to us, and then I don't know what. Trying to fight off Brian, I guess. But just as I'm thinking that, Brian picks me up off the ground and practically throws me. Next thing I know, my head is throbbing as the back of it is knocking against something hard. My legs are splayed upwards, my foot pads pressed against something smooth and cool. I hear more cursing and the sound of snarling. Kudzu? Then I hear the sound of a car door slam, and I realize I'm in the trunk. My feet pressed against the windshield. Brian's massive bulk squeezes in next to me, and I feel the truck accelerate. The backside wobbles back and forth in the sand as it tries to find purchase in the ground. But then we find the road, and I'm pressed back into the seat as Brian steps hard on the gas. I scramble upright into the seated position, pressing back as far as I can against the door away from Brian. He doesn't seem to be paying any attention to me right now, with his eyes fixed on the road. My heart hammers in my chest. I can't even start to comprehend what just happened to me. Is this real? Am I dreaming? How did I end up fucking things up so badly again? Well, you went outside and took a piss. And there was a perfectly fine
Kryptonite
bathroom.
of all
Completely
pissing, the kryptonite of otters.
should have just marked. You should have just marked Kudzu as your property or something by pissing on him.
He just opens a window, sticks his dick out, and just pisses out the window.
I mean, it's out in the country. Nobody would notice.
Yeah, no one will care. Brian takes a hard turn, and I almost tumble into him. In my panic, I kick my feet against his side, keeping myself upright and against the door. The big bear grunts and glances at me before fixing his eyes back on the road. I quickly draw my feet back, pressing my knees against my chest as I try to hold on to the chair to keep from falling over. I realize then that Brian must have been waiting for me, waiting outside Kudzu's trailer for the perfect moment to grab me. I'd given it to him by idiotically stepping outside to take a piss, the result of which I can smell wafting up from my pants. I don't care, though. Everything is numb right now, and my mind is racing, trying to figure out how I'm going to get out of this. My paw automatically reaches back to pull at the door handle. It's locked. My paw feels along the door, looking for the lock. My fingers pass over a small hole where I assume it should be, but it's smooth. It's like the little nub. It's like the little nub for the pop-up lock is missing, or that it's been cut off. Swallowing hard, I keep searching when my fingers come across the window crank handle. Tentatively, I tentatively start to roll it down, but it's clear that I haven't thought ahead as much as Brian. It's clear that I haven't thought ahead as Brian notices immediately notices the drafty air. He lunges at me, one hand still on the wheel. I scream and dodge out of the way and falling into the footwell as I try to escape his massive paws. He doesn't grab me, instead reaching for the handle and rolling the window back up. The truck swerves back and forth as he does, and for a moment I'm sure he's about to roll the whole thing with how fast we're going. He finally sits upright again.
Do that again and I'll knock you out!
And still, he doesn't look at me. It's only then that I notice the stark difference his demeanor has now compared to the first few times I've seen him. There's no lust, no animalistic drive to fuck everything around him. Instead, there's a sort of desperation about him. I see his eyes dart around in the glow of the headlights, the fur all over his face matted down from sweat. I sit there in the footwell, staring up at him, gripping into the seat as my head knocks back and forth against the glove compartment. After a few minutes
Well-
of... Go ahead.
No.